Hey guys, welcome to my review of Doctor Who Season 11, Episode 5, the Tsuranga Conundrum. This episode starts with the Doctor and the crew uh, digging for excess parts in a space, sort of space junkyard, to where I believe it's the Doctor the Doctor or it's one of those two, that they come upon like this space bomb, and then all of a sudden, the Doctor, Yaz, Ryan, and Graham are transported to this medical spaceship that provides emergency medical attention in space. But I thought this episode was okay. It wasn't great, but it was all right. One thing I did like is that once the Doctor woke up and assessed the situation where she and the crew were, she was like really desperate to get out of that ship and get back to the TARDIS and go God knows where. But the guy in charge of the ship was adamant about the Doctor and the rest of the companions staying until they were well. And I love the fact that after this guy constantly telling the Doctor it's not just her safety that he had to look out for, but the safety of the other people on the ship. I mean, for God's sakes, the Doctor wanted to hijack the ship and turn it around to probably head to where the TARDIS was. So I love the fact that the Doctor, in that specific instance, really took a minute to stop and listen to this guy's argument as to why they couldn't turn the ship around and go near the TARDIS. I think previous Doctors wouldn't have listened to this guy and done whatever they wanted to do. The other thing that I like about this episode is that there's this really interesting relationship between two passengers that are on the ship. It's a older sister and a young brother dynamic, that the sister is suffering from a condition because she was like a space pilot, and she has too much excess adrenaline. So if she gets too excited, or if she pilots a specific style of spacecraft, that she could die. I loved the dynamic between those two characters and where their storyline ended up going. I thought that was really well done, and now that I think about it, I thought it was the emotional core of the episode. Speaking about this week's main villain, I thought the way that he came onto the scene was sort of convenient. I mean, the design of the main villain was kind of cool. It reminded me of the animated character from that animated Pixar film or Disney film called Lilo and Stitch. I mean, he looks exactly like him. I thought that he was cool. I love the fact that he eats is attracted to energy, and the excess energy from the ship sort of drew him there in the first place. And I love the fact that he eats the Doctor's screwdriver, and then when he spits it back out, the electronic screwdriver doesn't work. I kind of like that aspect. But again, I thought the solution to dealing with this monster was sort of quick and sort of like just handled. It was just sort of done. There wasn't any difficulty in the Doctor figuring out how she was going to defeat this villain guy who was threatening the ship. Speaking of the ship, a thing that I liked was the design of the ship. I thought the design of the ship was very well done. Specifically, the main area of the ship, the main control panel, I think it was really well done. As a matter of fact, it kind of reminded me of the TARDIS interior with that main table in the center, and all the screens. So I kind of got like a TARDIS sort of deal with the design of the main area of the ship. I thought that was very well done. I only have one little negative about this episode, and that is the story that Graham and Ryan have to deal with about this pregnant guy having this baby and him not wanting to keep it. And, I thought it was a very important thing to be said about people who serve as surrogates and all the drama that they may go through when they're in labor, and all the decisions that they have to make, whether they want to give the baby away for adoption or whether they change their mind in the middle of the process and try to keep it. I did think that was all important, but I really didn't like the actor who played the guy that was pregnant, and I didn't particularly find his scenes very funny or very poignant in any way. So I could have done without that. All that being said, I thought this was a solid episode, but it really didn't blow me away in any sense of the imagination. With that being said, I would have to give this episode a solid B. Anyway, that's what I thought of this episode of Doctor Who. In the comments below, tell me what you thought about it. Did you like it? Did you not like it? But until next time, as I always say, I'll see you when I see you.
So much happened here, and so much is about to.